These are Manganya musicians. That's a caste. They're professional musicians by birth. It literally means beggars.
He's a very serious musician. He's traveled more than I have. His passport, you got about 4 of them stuck together because the pages are run out. As far as general talent goes, they have, I think, the most. They can play any kind of instrument. They've adapted themselves to play wind instrument, strings. They sing. They have drums of all kinds. So they can range everything from the birth of classical music. Apparently it came from folk. And they're very familiar with all the Indian rags. And of course they can go into Bollywood or something.
They're Muslims but play for Hindu patrons. This extended family has been particularly successful, but despite that, still live on the edge of this village. Sahakan. What did he say there?
Welcome.
He's around 74.
He's young.
Not by our standards. You go through 3 summers in India and you get about 10 years older.
Having worked with this gentleman for ages, I know what it is like, and I love it.
He is one of the eldest player of Kamaicha, which is a string board instrument. This is the only person I know who's got 3 generations live and they're actually playing.
Do all the children believe that that is their destiny? They will all become performers and that's how they see their lives, all these children, this little boy here.
Engineer.
An engineer?
Yeah, he would like to be an engineer.
He's a rebel.
Your elder son, Kamaicha. He's a very good Kamaicha player. Yeah, he would like to be a great player of Kamaicha.
We don't have many girls here. In fact, I can only see one peeping around the doorway.
Yeah, girls, women don't perform. No.
Computer engineer.
Oh, he wants to be a computer engineer. Wow.
So why are these children ambivalent?
No matter how great performer they are, still they believe that in social hierarchy, they are very low, they are performer. It's only when they are out of their patrons and their social network, then they feel very proud that we are a performer. Thank you.
Amazingly, it's suddenly revealed that there have been patrons in the room all along.
They are their patrons. Bhattis.
Oh, these two are their
Yes. Peppa is saying that his father is his patron.
They don't exactly look intimidating.
He runs a private school and he runs a confectionery store. He was telling me that ritual of death or birth or wedding will not be completed without the presence of Manganyars.
The patron will say, okay, if I lose my child, so what? I can produce another one. But where will I get my Manganya from?
They told that for last 20 years they have been performing all over India and abroad. Sakarji has performed with Ravi Shankar Yehudi Menon. George Harrison. Since they have performed outside with great master, they don't feel that, oh, now we are great performer. The moment they are at their patrons, they will behave exactly the way that they're supposed to behave.
When I've offered some of these people really good money to go to Bombay or someplace where there was a big performance going on, and at the last minute they said, the patron has called me and I can't go. I said, well, what's the patron going to give you? He said, even if you give me 1 rupee, I'll go there.
The first person to work with the musician caste of Rajasthan was Kamal Khatari. In the 1960s, he set up a folklore research centre. While his collaborators collected folk tales, Kamal was enchanted by the villages.
When Kamal Kothari realized that there is a great treasure of folk music and songs are there, he went to village and he recorded that. Kamal Kothari was the first person who brought these traditional performers out of their traditional circumstances, out of their traditional patrons, and put into a stage. Kamal Kothari died, and there was a vacuum. There was no one in Rajasthan left with great sincerity to carry on what Kamal Da was working. So John Da took the baton.
Unfortunately, I didn't have to do the whole of Rajasthan because, 25% of Rajasthan had been covered by this great friend of ours, Komal. So I had the job of discovering the performing arts in 3 quarters. I started going into areas which, I'd never been to before. And there's always some amount of suspicion. What the hell is he doing sort of running around these places? There's got to be a catch.
That felt like flamenco, practically.
Some scholars say that these gypsy groups from Rajasthan, their original dancing influenced flamenco.
Gypsies the world over are thought to originate from India. One of the groups Kamal Khatari worked with were these Kabelia gypsies.
I remember I was playing the pungi and wandering about. Komal Kothari made me play and sing the old things. Komal Da would say, listen son, this is your inheritance.
I was 16 when Kamal Khatari recorded with me. I had a particular nose ring at that time. It was in Kamal Khatari's house in his village. When I was a child, he even took me abroad with my father. We sang the songs we sang when we took our animals for grazing, just passing the time.
It's John's first visit to this group. Like Kamal Khatari before him, John likes the old styles, so what they're doing now is a little too tourist-orientated for his taste. It's pretty amazing, though. Bollywood has soaked up their style and reflected it back to them. In a sense, they're copying a copy of themselves.
The girls in the black have been filmed to death. There's about 1 million feet of footage on that. Totally stereotyped.
Come on.
Will you ask him if he will sing for us then?
Request है जो आप अपने टूरिस्ट के लिए गाते हो ना वो मत करो मुझे आप दोनों को तो मालूम है
अर्ज करूंगा मैं तो है बढ़िया बरस हो रहा है कहीं है कि नई फैशन में
He was telling that life has changed totally. Today the girls are copying Bollywood or this or that. But John said, please sing some songs, ancients. Your grandfather used to sing. They said, okay, we'll do that.
and without all the accompaniment of the modern drums etc because they didn't have that just for today don't do these other things we're not tourists
In some ways we probably are.